Hey Camille, so good to have you here. I'm Prudence from Accent Health Recruitment, and we were involved with recruiting you to New Zealand. Tell me about it. Tell me how you found us and about your experience getting here.
Yeah, absolutely. So I was travel nursing in the States, and a friend of mine came up to me and was kind of mentioning some contracts and some different locations she had been interested in. And she mentioned New Zealand. I was like, oh, I've been there. It's beautiful. I want to go back. That'd be great to work at. And she mentioned seeing you guys on Facebook. And so she gave the contact information over to me. And I got in touch with one of your recruiters, started talking, and it was just a seamless step by step. You guys had everything right there in front of me, kind of everything what to do. So yeah, I started talking with y'all, kind of let you know you want to know everything personal about me, which was great. Like you didn't just care about me as a worker. You were like, what are your interests? Why do you want to come to New Zealand? What are you wanting to do? It was just really good conversation. And then yeah, you guys sent me over an email that had step by step of what to do, what paperwork to fill out. And I flagged that email and I opened up all the time just to kind of have my guiding. And then if I had any questions, reaching out to y'all, it was just easy communication. So
Oh,
yeah, it kind of piqued my interest probably about a year ago, and then started the process last June, officially got a job in November, and then was here by April.
well done. Hey, what were your first impressions when you arrived into New Zealand?
Just some of the nicest people ever. Like I had told you, I had no expectations, but um, I have enjoyed every day. I think the healthcare system is so different from the States, and I can't emphasize it enough when I talk back to my friends at home that are nurses, and I just tell them just a normal day for me. They're in awe and they are ultimately jealous. They just kind of want to escape a different healthcare system and come here. Um, but that aside, hospital side, everybody has been so nice. It has not been hard getting into little groups, run clubs, communities, just people want to be your friend, and they're um I remember I went to the grocery store, and the next time I was back, the person remembered my name and they said, "How are you finding it? And are you enjoying it here?" Like people just want you to enjoy this country. And I've just enjoyed all of it.
That's so cool. So good. We've got a couple of conferences coming up, going to a travel con in September in Las Vegas. We're going to Los Angeles and also Chicago in December. So what would you recommend for someone thinking about coming to New Zealand?
Yeah, if you can attend those conferences, absolutely go. I think it'd be worth it. If anything, it'll be really fun, and you'll get more information on just going about this process because it is a big move, obviously going to another country. So highly recommend just reaching out. You guys, it kind of seems overwhelming, like, oh, just email this person and like, oh, they're probably not going to contact me back. But you guys are really personal with everyone, and you um are just you'll help them every step of the way. So the conference will be good insight, and even if it's just like a little bit of interest, go there, learn about it, hear about it, and it might be something for you. Yeah.
Awesome. Yeah, and look, we do Zooms all the time. So we'll have a Zoom meeting and webinars coming up. Tell me, Camille, what do the patients think of you, the New Zealand patients?
Um, yeah, they're kind of the same as people I meet just when I'm out and about running errands. They kind of hear my accent and they want to know where I'm from. This is when they don't have the breathing tube in, obviously. But they're so funny. They're fun to talk with. They ask the same thing, how are you finding it? And then, they ask if I've been able to travel around much. They want to know where in the States I'm from. But and then they have it's just cool learning different spots around New Zealand that they're from, if they're from the Cook Islands, learning their cultural backgrounds. I just like to listen and just because there's just so many cool different patient populations out there, but ultimately they're so kind. And I think about it on my drive home. I'm like, back in the States, I get hit at, I get punched, I get yelled at. People aren't as grateful, and here they're just happy and smiling, and they're thankful for my care, and it's just a different feeling, and it's really nice.
So cool. So
Yeah.
New Zealand, the Māori expression is he
Yeah.
tangata, which is the people. And so often people say, oh, it's the people that impact the most. New Zealand's not perfect, but it's certainly a really cool place to be. How do you find the doctors and the allied health staff, like with levels of responsibility, communication?
Yeah, we're it's a very friendly level of professionalism. We're all kind of on the same line. And they're very interactive. They're bedside a lot. They kind of feel like friends. It's different in the States. Obviously, it's different at different hospitals. You know, you can get on a first name basis with doctors, but sometimes there's just like that separation feeling, and it doesn't feel as comfortable to kind of approach them and or get them bedside. But this healthcare team here is just very interactive. The doctors are really kind to the nurses. They respect them. We all respect each other, and we just work well together. I'm still learning the different levels of um, registrar, and then who's above them, and then who's above them, because we all do blend, and it's not like the seniority level of that person that is 3 steps above. It's not like they're looking down, and you can just kind of feel that hierarchy where you can feel that in the States, you can't feel it here. So it's like genuinely hard to tell, like, oh, that's the top dog over there. And I've been talking to him like a buddy, and like, you know what I mean? So we all work really well together, and it's been really nice.
That's okay. And clinically, how do you see your different skills clinically? Are you learning more? Are you using less skills?
No, I'm learning so much more. I do feel like my scope of practice has just expanded. We don't use respiratory therapists here, and we're really hands-on, especially with the paper charting. I know that's not all over New Zealand. There's some computer charting at other different hospitals, but in Auckland City Hospital specifically, we use paper charting. And so we're hands-on with the ventilators, we're hands-on with paper charting, and then as far as medications go, we mix up all of our infusions. So it's different. How do I put it? So in America, obviously, you have everything electronic. We have this pharmacy making our medications. We have those computerized orders. We have the respiratory therapist. So it's just, I feel like I'm more engaged and I'm more hands-on, and I'm quickly realizing any differences in patient status. If anything happens quick, I notice, and I'm able to be in more control. And in the ICU here, you're one-to-one, and you're right in front of your patient 24/7, which is unheard of in the States. Like they're normally in their own patient rooms, and you kind of step away, but
Mm,
you're just right there. You're really interactive. When the healthcare team does rounds, they're right bedside. They're with you. So it's just, the only way I can describe it is just extremely hands-on, and I think the patient
yeah,
care is really, really effective, and it's safe, and it's I just really like it. Yeah.
yeah. Yeah, I know when I was nursing in England, we used to have more patients and do less. So we worked just as
Mhm.
hard, but in New Zealand, you do more for that patient. And I was just general medical on the ward, but I'd be hands on with that patient. I'd be doing the hygiene cares. I'd be doing the admission, the discharge, the wound care, the catheters, the meds, everything. And I would know that patient so much better rather than having a healthcare assistant or a technician do stuff. So yeah, you're right. And you
Yeah.
make better decisions because you're more connected. Yeah.
Yeah, that's the best way to explain it. Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. So New Zealand has some off the topic pretty good food. Not as much Mexican food, but tell
Yeah.
me, what do you love here?
Yeah, that's funny. I have not had a bad meal yet, and I love it because I've had a lot of Malaysian and Asian, Middle Eastern. Where
Yeah,
did I go? Malaysian restaurant. Yeah, it's just great because I obviously New Zealand is a melting pot of everywhere around the world. People come here. I feel like I've met people from Egypt, from just places I would have never known existed, honestly. But and then they bring their style of food, and it's so good. I seriously have not tasted anything bad. I love the food. Um, yeah, it's good. And
awesome.
coffee. Don't the coffee.
Oh, the coffee's so good, right? Or do you think
Yeah,
it better or worse?
better. Oh,
Yeah,
absolutely.
good,
Yeah.
good. And tea? Do you drink tea?
I have never drank so much tea in my life, mostly because I live with a Brit. She's from the UK.
Right.
Um, and so every night, sometimes mornings too, we start off with tea, obviously.
Gosh.
Um, but it's also funny because the sizes in coffee here, y'all small, medium, larges, even your large is this big, but in the States we have our massive coffees. But it's enough. Like
Yeah,
you guys do the espressos and concentrated, and then when you put milk in, it's just a little bit of milk, but it's so good.
awesome. No, that's great. Is there anything else you'd say to anyone thinking about or contemplating New Zealand for 12 months or more?
Like I said in my initial video, best decision of my life. I can't look back and regret even an ounce of it. And I think it ultimately seems like a really overwhelming decision, which it's big, it's huge, but everything you need is here. You could come. I came here with 2 suitcases, and I wish I came with less because there's just so much here. Plus, I want to buy everything. The farmers markets, y'all's products, good quality everything, good quality
Yeah,
food. The produce, it goes bad in 2 days because you know it's good quality, and uh, it's just great, just the
yeah,
lifestyle and then the work balance. um Another topic I want to hit on because I feel like it's so important, in the States we don't have it, but just with that work-life balance, people taking holiday and vacation in these chunks, and um it's a very normalized thing as well. It's encouraged by management and our charge nurses and people at work. They're not frowning upon you for going off for weeks or months to take that mental break and to go explore and travel. Like everybody's so happy for these nurses if they do decide to step away and go work as a nurse somewhere else, not New Zealand. They're happy for them and they want them to go do that. And in the States, it's just not like that. If you want to take time off or paid time off or go on vacation, it's kind of like, oh, well, how are you messing up staffing? Or how soon will you be back if you were to leave for a month? I mean, it's just unheard of. So I'm thankful for that because I don't feel stressed. If I need time off, I don't kind of feel trapped in any way. And
yeah,
sure, if tomorrow I went to my manager and said, hey, this isn't working out for me and I need to go back home, he would be so encouraging of it. And I just, it's just a really comforting feeling. I feel very, very free, very welcome, and I'm just happy to be here. Yeah,
good, awesome.
yeah.
Ka pai, ka kite, and we will see you again.
Yes, talk soon.